All right, welcome back. This is part two of our discussion of farming or agriculture in the Mediterranean region. Okay, this is S3 Human Sciences. As you can see here, the main produce of commercial importance in the Mediterranean is fruit. Okay, and these fruits are produced on a commercial scale, so there's a business orientation. And there's a desire for profit. They can be, cultivated and then harvested and exported as fresh produce. Okay, as you pick them, you wait for them to ripen to be ready, and then you pick them, you harvest them. Yeah, you can ship them like that, or you can process them, so you can put them in cans, and of course with some preservatives. You can dry them, or you can create jams like this, or extracts. So for shampoos, for beauty products. So some typical fruit Mediterranean fruits are olives. We've talked about that already. Dates, okay, dates, figs, grapes, oranges, and lemons. So all of these things, you can understand they require for them to grow, for them to be um, to be ready, to be ripe. You need to in order to produce them, you need a lot of sun. You need you know um, very good soil conditions and a lot of sun, a long summer, for you to be able to produce fruits like this. And of course, we already said before that what's also typical of the Mediterranean is cereals. Okay, so for instance, barley, which is used for, among other things, the production of beer, wheat, okay, grapes, um, olive oil, that's also another typical product. And then you also have, in the case of livestock farming, you have goats and sheep. And why do people, farmers in the Mediterranean, keep goats and sheep? Because they produce cheese. Okay. We've seen the olive tree, Olea europea. It's an evergreen, can grow very tall, up to 15 meters, or 6 meters if you prune it, if you cut different parts of it. Can live for a very long time. It has a tough body, and even when you chop it to the ground, it can grow back. You need a long, hot growing season to for the fruit to ripen, for it to be ready. Um, and you can use it to produce things like olives themselves, and then olive oil, margarine. Okay, so that's a very well known Mediterranean product, the olive. Okay, and then you have other fruits and vegetables produced in the Mediterranean. You have tomatoes. Um, that tomatoes require fertile soil, so soil is very good for farming. Lots of water, long hours of sunshine. Okay, this is tomatoes are products of intensive farming. Farming meaning, you know, farming that requires a lot of effort, a longer time. In most cases, in modern farming, machinery, personnel, okay, a lot of resources like water, okay. Peaches is another Mediterranean product. So peaches are grown in orchards. So those are places where you grow fruit, for instance. So apple orchards or peach orchards. You need irrigation, so you need a water system. You need a system that would bring water to the trees. You need pruning, so you need to take care that you need to cut off some parts of the tree. It's also peaches are also the product of intensive farming. So aubergines, the seeds of aubergines, they germinate under cover, so they're usually transplanted after frosts, and they need water while they're growing, and you need to protect them from direct sunlight. So other products, wine, that's as you know, that comes from grapes. Grapes are grown in vineyards. That's what you call the place, the kind of farm where you grow grapes. So they need very fertile soil and a lot of sun. Durum wheat that's um, flour for making pasta and other types of noodles. What's good about this is that it's drought resistant, so it's okay even if there's very little water. But then at the same time, it requires about 150 millimeters of rain in these particular months, in March and April. Rice is also grown in the Mediterranean, so it needs a minimum temperature of 6 degrees Celsius. And at least in the early stages, the soil, in which it grows has to be wet. Okay. Then you have feta. So I don't know if you've ever tried that. That's a type of cheese that's made from sheep milk. Okay. It's usually sour and salty. Just to illustrate, just to give you an idea of a couple of things that we've mentioned. So that's durum wheat, for instance, and that's feta cheese. So that's the kind of white cheese made from sheep milk. Um, it crumbles, it's sour compared to other cheeses, and it easily crumbles, or relatively easily crumbles. Okay, that's about it for this recording. I'll see you in the next class.